request everyone to please stand for the entrance of the maze with the Honorable Presiding Officer.
The 50th regular session is now called to order. We are requesting the Secretary to the Sanggunian for the roll call.
The attendance for today's regular session: the regular presiding officer, Honorable Eva Lorraine Estabilo is present. Honorable Leo Di Revita is present. Honorable Meliton Di Lemos is present. Honorable Shara Isabel Uy Salazar is present. Honorable Veni Jem O. Kaasi is present. Honorable Agripino G. Coquilla Jr. is present. Honorable Rex Jasper R. Aala is present. Honorable Romeo El Catayas is present. Honorable Catherine S. Elliott is present. Honorable Edmark O. Wakan is present. Honorable Arthur V. Ong Jr. is present. Honorable Datu Eric I. Perez is present. Honorable Roan Angela Girillion is present. Honorable Batuvinas Rubinos is present. Madam President, there is a perfect attendance. There is a quorum, Madam.
There being a quorum, this session is in order. Let us now proceed to the opening prayer to be led by Honorable Roan Angela G. Rillion, followed by the pambansang awit, panunumpa ng katapatan sa watawat ng Pilipinas, the Councilor's Creed, and the singing of the Tagum Mabuhay Ka March.
Let us put ourselves in the holy presence of God. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Almighty and gracious God, we come before you today as we gather in this esteemed chamber, humbly seeking your divine guidance, wisdom, and blessing upon our deliberations and decisions. We acknowledge your sovereignty and recognize our responsibility to serve the people of this city with integrity, compassion, and dedication. Grant us the gift of wisdom to discern what is best for our community, the courage to make decisions that promote justice and equity, and the humility to listen and consider the diverse perspectives and needs of all our citizens. May our discussions be marked by respect, understanding, and a genuine desire to serve the common good. Bless our city with peace, prosperity, and progress. Guide us in addressing the challenges we face, in fostering an environment of growth and opportunity, and in ensuring the well-being and safety of all who live and work within our jurisdiction. Lord, grant us the strength to lead with vision and purpose, to work together with unity and cooperation, and to be faithful stewards of the trust placed in us. This we ask in the name of Christ, our Lord. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Kayang magiliw, ewas ang silanganan, alam ng puso, sa dikit mo'y buhay, upang hinirang, kuya ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisigil, sa nagatak tutok sa simoy at sa langit kong pangaw, ay hinagang tulad, awit sa pagkayang minamahal, ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nagkilig, ang bituin at araw niya, kailan pang ay magtitingin, lupa ng araw ng walhagin pagsinta, mo'y langit sa piling mo, ang inigaya na pagkay mga akin, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Tunumpa ng katapatan sa watawat ng Pilipinas. Ako ay Pilipino, buong katapatang nanunumpa sa watawat ng Pilipinas at sa bansang kanyang isinasagisag na may dangal, katarungan at kalayaan na pinakikilos ng sambayanang makadiyos, makatao, makakalikasan at makabansa. The Councilor's Creed. I am a Philippine councilor, mandated by law to enact measures and ordinances that redound to the general welfare of my constituents in their pursuit for happiness, peace, and prosperity. I believe in public service above self as the guiding principle of my official act, and as I tread the pathways of local legislation, may the Almighty guide my mind and heart that I shall be true to my constituents and to the Filipino people.
Sa lupain ng pangako ay may isang paraiso. Ang matatag at matatayog na mundo ay sagana sa saging at ginto. Mga bukid niya at mga parang at mga lumpiang balayan. Saan na kuman kung iyong pagmamasdan ito'y larawan ng kasaganahan. Tagum mabuhay ka, tagum mabuhay ka, na sa'yo ang bukas na walang kasing ganda. Tagum mabuhay ka, paraisong puno ng pag-asa. Ang lahat niyang nasasakupan, nagmamahal sa kapayapaan, nagkakaisa lahat at nagtutulungan patungo sa miting kaunlaran. Di magtatagal maaabuti lahat ng pinapangarap natin. Kapit kamay lahat ay ating harapin, ang tugtog ay kaya nating abutin. Tagum mabuhay ka, na sa'yo ang bukas na walang kasing ganda. Tagum mabuhay ka, paraisong puno ng pag-asa. Tagum mabuhay ka, na sa'yo ang bukas na walang kasing ganda. Tagum mabuhay ka, paraisong puno ng pag-asa. Paraisong puno ng pag-asa.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Let us now proceed to the reading and consideration of the minutes and journal of proceedings of the 49th regular session on July 13 and the first special session on July 15, 2026. Counselor Wakan.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Considering that each and every member has been duly furnished with a copy of the minutes of the 49th regular session dated July 13, 2026, and the minutes of the first special session dated July 15, 2026. I therefore move to dispense with the reading of both minutes of the 49th regular session and minutes of the first special session. I so move, Madam Presiding Officer.
Can we do it one at a time?
Okay, Madam Presiding Officer, considering that each and every member has been duly furnished with the minutes of the 49th regular session dated July 13, 2026, I therefore move to dispense with the reading of its full text. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Wakan, seconded by Councilors Revita, Aala, Rillion, and Eliot. There being no objection, the reading of the full text of the minutes of the 49th regular session is dispensed with.
I move for the adoption of the minutes of the 49th regular session dated July 13, 2026.
Moved by Councilor Wakan, seconded by Councilors Aala, Revita, and Rillion. Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore the minutes of the 49th regular session held on July 13, 2026, consisting of 64 pages, is hereby adopted. Proceed.
For the same reason, Madam Presiding Officer, the Journal of Proceedings of the 49th regular session, which has been duly furnished to each and every member, I therefore move to dispense with the reading of the Journal of Proceedings of the 49th regular session dated July 13, 2026, consisting a total of 37 pages.
Moved by Councilor Wacan, seconded by Councilors Revita, Catayas, Rillion, and Aala. There being no objection, the reading of the full text of the Journal of Proceedings of the 49th regular session is hereby dispensed with.
I move for the adoption of the Journal of Proceedings of the 49th regular session dated July 13, 2026, consisting a total of 37 pages.
Moved by Councilor Wacan, seconded by Councilors Revita, Eliot, Aala, and Rillion. Is there any discussion, amendments, objection? There being none, therefore, the Journal of Proceedings of the 49th regular session consisting of 37 pages is hereby adopted. Next.
Madam Presiding Officer, considering again that the copies of the minutes of the first special session has been duly furnished to each and every member of this council, consisting of 51 pages, I therefore move to dispense with the reading of the minutes of the first special session dated July 15, 2026, consisting a total of 51 pages.
Moved by Councilor Wacan, seconded by Councilor Aala, Catayas, Revita, and Rillion. There being no objection, the reading thereof is hereby dispensed with.
I move for the adoption of the minutes of the first special session of the 10th City Council dated July 15, 2026, consisting a total of 51 pages.
Moved by Councilor Wacan, seconded by Councilor Revita, Aala, and Rillion. Is there any discussion, any amendment, any objection? There being none, therefore, the minutes of the first special session consisting of 51 pages is hereby adopted.
Madam Presiding Officer, the Journal of Proceedings of the first special session of the 10th City Council dated July 15, 2026, consisting of 36 pages, has been duly furnished to each and every member of this council. I therefore move to dispense with the reading of its full text. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Wacan, seconded by Councilor Aala and Rillion. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for the adoption of the Journal Proceedings of the first special session dated July 15, 2026, consisting of 36 pages.
Moved by Councilor Wacan, seconded by Councilor Rillion and Aala. Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, the Journal of Proceedings of the first special session, I think it's only 20 pages, is hereby adopted. Okay, let us now proceed to the privilege hour. Any member who would like to avail of the privilege? There being none, let's proceed to the question hour. We have an invited guest. They are requesting the secretary. Okay, so the proponent is Councilor Arthur V. Ong Jr.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. To accommodate our guest, may I move to suspend the rules and regulations?
Moved by Councilor Ong, seconded by Councilors Rillion, Catayas, and Aala. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand since we need 2/3 votes.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Luis Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wacan, and Councilor Rillion. Madam President, all members are in favor.
All members being in favor, rules are now suspended. Councilor Ong.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. I would like to request Firstly, Madam Presiding Officer, I would like to thank my fellow members of the 10th City Council for indulging my request to audience our Boy Scout of the Philippines, Tagum City Chapter, mainly because they will be representing Tagum City in this incoming Taishan Junior High School Philippine Scouts International Exchange Program. So we have here is my former teacher and my former scout leader, our City Council Executive, Boy Scout of the Philippines, Tagum City Council, Miss Ruby Rosa del Prado, and the scouts that will be representing Tagum for this exchange program. And as a as a Rover Scout myself, I share the excitement and the thrill of the scouts that would be representing the Philippines, as they will be role models of our best practices here in the Philippines, and they would be they would be able to show the best practices and the best character, and they would be sharing how good the Boy Scout of the Philippines are. And so just to provide us an in-depth detail of the program, I would like to invite hindi ako sanay sa Ma'am Ruby Rosa, sanay ako sa Ma'am Beng. Ma'am Beng, to provide us more details about this program.
So, Ma'am Ruby Rosa del Prado is recognized.
Okay. To the scouting movement, we say good morning to everyone. To you, ma'am, good morning, because you're also a scout.
Yes, ma'am.
To ma'am, I think lahat po nandito are all scouts. Okay? Good morning, in a sense, good afternoon. Okay? Ma'am Shara, thank you so much. I really love that smile. You inspire me a lot. And also, thank you so much, Sir Oloyong, for giving us the chance, the Tagum City Council, for giving us the chance to showcase one of the best practices of the Tagum City Council, which is the Scout Exchange Program. Actually, this is not the first time, but this is the third time already sending scouts to other countries, and the other countries are coming to Tagum City. If you remember, we also visit the mayor's office. Last time we visited the mayor's office together with the Korean scouts. And I think nabisita din po yung mga yung mga offices ninyo, knowing that our foreign contingent or foreign scouts are so excited when I actually mentioned to them that if you want to visit Tagum City Council, you can visit our city, which is Tagum City. And it's so unique because last December of 2025, we met together with the Taiwan Scouts organization, and they want to come to Tagum City, actually, and they want to visit our city. And so, I told them that we will be going there first to Taiwan. You just invite us through council to council, and then soon they will be coming to Taiwan, from Taiwan to Tagum City, and visit our city also. Kinabahan ako kasi mga malalaking tao po yung nasa harapan ko. Teacher po ako. Okay? And of course, it is indeed a privilege bringing these kids to Taiwan, Taishan Junior Elementary School, New Taipei, Taiwan on August 17 to 23. And we will be showcasing. We prepared already the scouting movement of Tagum City, as well as the beautiful practices, the events, the festivals of Tagum City. Sir Oloyong informed me that I need to ask from the City Information Office and the tourism regarding the beautiful practices or the beautiful, precise and concise festivals or mga magagandang nangyayari po sa Tagum City. And lo and behold, binigyan po ako ng tinatawag nating video where we are going to showcase the beauty of Tagum City. And thank you so much po dahil isa pong pribilehiyo na makapunta ang mga batang ito doon sa lugar sa Taiwan, meeting the scouts of Taiwan also. And they're so excited to showcase their talents, the music and the culture, particularly the culture of Tagum City. Yun lamang po. Thank you so much.
Okay, so thank you for that, Ma'am Ruby Rosa. Yes, Councilor Ong.
Wala naman siya. No. Ma'am Beng, I know that this program, diretso na nato ni, to be frank and to be honest and to be straight to my co-members, this program is one of the highlights of the scout years of our scout leaders, and I think that as it will be a platform also for us to showcase what Tagum is, and it will also be an instrument for our Tagumeños to learn and makakuha kayo ng mga ideas also that you can share also in Tagum City. I think it is imperative that we support them through a financial that kasi nakita Ma'am Beng, who would be financing ba the entire program?
Actually, the airfare is provided by the parents, of course, and myself, because you know that the Tagum City Council is right now is still naghihingalo pa kasi wala pa nga namang lumalapit na mga membership, ano. But the entire funds is coming from Taiwan. They provided our transportation on land transportation, our accommodation. We will staying in a homestay sa mga foster parents. And I can assure you that these foster parents are all maasahan. Safe po ang ating mga bata kasi they will be staying 2 or 3 po sa isang bahay. And these parents or the foster parents are all scouts also. And Mr. Ho, our contact person there, and the one that is doing this activity or this task, assured us, me personally, and even our local council board, that our kids will be safe from anything because I also prioritize safe from harm. Okay, and aside from that, all provisions, accommodations, food will be taken care of the Taishan na junior high school. But the airfare, of course, is provided by their own parents. Tama ba ako? Nag-solicit kayo? Parents na po ang sinusolicitan nila. And at this moment, we are also humbly asking your help because we will be bringing our delicacies here in Tagum to Taiwan. And of course, we need funds for that. And aside from is yung ibibigay namin dun sa mga foster parents, like a gift that galing po talaga sa Tagum City. Okay, so yun po siya, Sir Odoy.
Yes, so actually yan din po yung next ko na I would be asking kung meron ba kayong tokens for the mga foster houses.
So far, wala pa po. Kung may bibigay po ang Tagum City local government, we will going to accept it with all of our heart. Because gusto namin sana yung token na ibibigay natin speaks of the different tribes living in Tagum City. Yun po sana, sir, kung pwede.
Sige pa. Mga 8 households naman.
4 households.
4
lang.
households. Okay, sige.
And then 1 school, which is the host for this activity.
Okay, sige po. So, that's all, Madam Presiding Officer.
So from the chair, ma'am, how many are going there? How many scouts?
There will be 8 scouts composed of 5 girls and 3 boys. And of course, 2 adult leaders. 1 from the council and 1 from the coordinator of St. Mary's.
So they are from what school, ma'am?
St. Mary's and City High, ma'am.
Okay, so how many from St. Mary's and how many from City High?
From St. Mary's, there are 5. Ay, no. Ilan kayo? St. Mary's? 5, right? 4. St. Mary's. 5 from St. Mary's and 3 from City High po.
Okay. Ma'am, aside, you've mentioned earlier that there's an assurance from a certain Mr.
Ho, the host.
Your host. So aside from, is this verbally given or is it
No,
in writing?
all are into writing,
Into
ma'am.
writing.
Because the social welfare office needs those documents.
Okay. So aside from the assurance from Mr. Ho, ma'am, did we connect to any Philippine government agency there?
Yeah, after going there, ma'am, we are going to pass through the immigration office. and then go to the Philippine immigration. Yes, embassy, I mean.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ma'am,
Yes,
because
ma'am.
of course the
Yes.
welfare and the security of our scouts
Yes,
is
ma'am.
our prime concern. Okay, so any questions from the other members? Councilor Aala.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I would just like to ask, ma'am, how did they qualify to be part of the delegate?
They have to submit their application form. One there stated is they have to pass or they have a badge, the rank of outdoorsman to Eagle Scouts. These are all soon to be Eagle Scouts, sir. Hopefully they will be passing next Saturday, the interview.
Okay, so questions? Yes, from the SK Federation President, Councilor Angela Rillion.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. This question is addressed to my former teacher in high school, Ma'am Beng. Ma'am,
Yes.
after they arrive in Taiwan,
Taiwan.
what are they expected to do? What are the services they are expected to render in their host or in their foster homes?
Okay, after arriving in Taiwan, we will be visiting we will have a meeting with the hosts. And then on the second day, we will have another meeting with all the parents in a certain school. And then we will have hiking, water activities, camping activities, and then visit to their amusement parks and so on. So we do have the itineraries. Actually, before the interview of the social welfare, all of the documents, necessary documents should and must be submitted to them. And it's good that our host school or the host council of Taiwan provided the necessary documents that we have to submit. And they were all approved because of that. Aside from that, the social welfare also interviewed me, and they know that this is my third time bringing scouts outside the Philippines.
Okay. So, some more questions? Okay, none. So, yes, Councilor Wakan.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Ma'am Ruby, aside from Tagum City Council, are there other councils from the country participating on this international exchange program? And was this sanctioned also, or is there a necessary requirements that the national council shall be amenable to this activity also?
Since this is a council-to-council activity, so we just informed the national office regarding this special program that we have. This is a special program from Tagum City only. I do not know with other councils, sir, but there are those other councils who are participating with the different international events, such as the World Scout Jamboree, the Asia Pacific region. Actually, last December, we attended the Asia Pacific region, and that's why we were able to meet the Taiwan Council, and we're able to talk regarding the Scout Exchange Program, because they heard the Scout Exchange Program from one of our scouts also. And he was so excited because he wants to know what are the different scouting activities our council is doing, that they could share it to Taiwan Scouting Council.
Okay, so for this particular activity, for the Philippine delegation, it's only Tagum City.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
It's a privilege, and it's indeed a beautiful experience for our scouts. Actually, if there will be a meeting with me and the regional office in Davao City, we are going to discuss that we will be opening the Scout Exchange Program not only for Tagum, but for Eastern Mindanao region, hopefully. So I am still waiting for the final announcement and information coming from the regional office po.
Okay, Ma'am, one last question. You mentioned earlier there are only 4 foster homes. So, is it correct for me to say that there will be 2 scouts per foster
Yes,
home?
ma'am. Yes.
Well, at least they
Ako lang po
feel
mag-iisa,
safe.
ma'am. Ako lang po ang mag-isa sa isang bahay and the rest are already
By pair.
group, by pairs or by... Yung tatlong lalaki natin, isang room po sila, isang poster, then dalawa sa ating mga ate are in one poster, and then the rest also is in one poster home.
Thank
So,
you, ma'am.
okay lang sila. Ako lang po ang di okay. Kasi ako lang mag-isa. At kakausapin ko in Chinese. Ang alam ko lang po sa Chinese is ni hao ma and xie xie.
Okay, so, Councilor Revita?
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. May we know their names and the school what they came from?
Good afternoon. I am Scout Sofia Nicole R. Sagas from St. Mary's College of Tagum Incorporated.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Scott Fear and Marie Gamutan from Tagum City National High School.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Fiona Jago from St. Mary's College of Tagum.
Good morning, councilors. I am Megan Esperiras from St. Mary's College of Tagum.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Faith Erica A. Ramos and I am from Tagum City National High School.
Good morning, everyone. I am Achilles Benedict Piloico and I am from St. Mary's College of Tagum.
Good morning, everyone. I am Scout Japet Malbro Samina from St. Mary's College of Tagum.
Good morning, everyone. I am Eagle Scout Haris Leong F. Mungabong of Tagum City National High School.
Okay po.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss.
Okay, so back to you, Councilor Ong.
Okay, so thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Thank you, Scouts, and thank you, Ma'am Beng. And to wrap it up, makayaming sponsorship. So, just for the information of everyone, some of the Scouts here are also helped me in my tree planting program na nakita lang. So, salamat sa inyong our responsibility sa ato ang environment, which is also part of our oath as Scouts. No, so kato lang, so I ask the support of my fellow members that if we can extend a little financial help to our Scouts para they can also purchase or acquire tokens para sa ating foster homes doon sa Tagum City, Taiwan. So that is all, Madam Presiding Officer. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Councilor Ong. So with this, the Chair declares for a few minutes recess.
Luy, amot na, Luy!
Ay, mapapicture sa atin.
Officer. I move to restore the internal rules and regulations.
Moved by Councilor Ong, seconded by Councilor Revita. Any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, rules are now restored. Let us now proceed to the reading and referral of proposed measures.
The President, for the measures on first reading under ordinances, we have draft City Ordinance number 112, an ordinance granting retirement incentive to all qualified retirees of the City Government of Tagum, establishing policies for its implementation and providing funds thereto. Author is Vice Mayor Attorney Evelyn Estabilio, and co-author is Councilor Romeo Catayas.
Draft City Ordinance number 112 is referred to the Committees on Labor, Employment, and Civil Service, Finance, Budget, and Appropriations, and Laws.
Parcels of land registered in the name of the City Government of Tagum in favor of the qualified vendees and vendors and donees of the following Tagum City relocation sites for appropriate action to it: City Homes Tagum, Panitan Urban Homeowners Association Incorporated, Laureta Homeowners Association, and Immaculada Concepcion Homeowners Association.
Item number 1 is referred to the Committee on Housing and Land Utilization and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges.
Number 2, letter dated July 16, coming from the Honorable City Mayor Ray T. Uy, pertaining to the draft resolution endorsing the various priority infrastructure and non-infrastructure projects of the City Government of Tagum with a total project cost of 720 million pesos to the Office of the President, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., through the Acting Executive Secretary Honorable Ralph G. Recto, for funding assistance under the Local Government Support Fund, financial assistance to local housing, local government units. This is for urgent action, Madam Chair.
Item number 2 is referred to the Committee on Public Works, Facilities and Utilities, and Finance, Budget, and Appropriation. This is for urgent action.
Number 3, letter dated July 16, coming from the Honorable City Mayor, pertaining to the letter dated July 15, coming from the General Services Office, requesting the assistance of a Sangguniang Panusul Resolution authorizing the conduct of a public auction of the Nigata Asphalt Mixing Plant.
Item number 3 is referred to the Committee on Public Works, Facilities, and Utilities.
Number 4, letter dated July 16, coming from the Honorable City Mayor, pertaining to a draft memorandum of agreement between the City Government of Tagum and the following establishments for the implementation of the community-based training for enterprise development program for appropriate action to it: Visayan Village, Tagum Rural Waterworks and Multi-Services Cooperative or VITRUWASCO, and RRC Car Care Center.
Item number 4 is referred to the Committee on Livelihood Projects and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges.
Number 5, letter dated July 13, coming from Honorable Willie Arcaina, the Punong Barangay of Nueva Fuerza. This pertains to supplemental budget number 3 for 2026 of Barangay Nueva Fuerza, appropriating the sum of 134,000 pesos, 134,000 pesos only.
Item number 5 is referred to the Committee on Barangay Affairs and Finance, Budget, and Appropriations.
And lastly, we have this letter dated July 13, coming from Honorable Teresita S. Agatep, the Punong Barangay of Pagsabangan, pertaining to supplemental budget number 3 for 2026 of Barangay Pagsabangan, appropriating the sum of 35,315 pesos only.
Item number 6 is referred to the Committee on Barangay Affairs and Finance, Budget, and Appropriations. Let us now proceed to the committee reports.
Madam Chair,
Yes, Councilor Lemos.
this pertains to Joint Committee Report Number 6, Series of 2026, by Committee on Peace and Order and Committee on Laws. Since all members of this body were already furnished with copies of this committee report, I move to dispense the reading hereof, Madam Chair. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Lemos, seconded by Councilors Aala, Uy Salazar, and Rillion. Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, the reading of the full text of Joint Committee Report Number 6 is dispensed with.
I move for the adoption of this Joint Committee Report Number 6. I so move, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Lemos, seconded by Councilor Revita, Rillion, and Aala. Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore Joint Committee Report Number 6 submitted by the Committee on Peace, Order, and Public Safety and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges is hereby adopted. Next, committee report from the Committee on Public Works, Councilor Coquilla.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. For and on behalf of the members of the Committee on Public Works, Facilities and Utilities, allow me to present this Committee Report Number 6, Series 2026. This was conducted last July 15, 2026 at 11:10 in the morning, with the subject matter being taken up by the committee was that of the letter dated July 9, 2026 from the local chief executive addressed to the members of the Sangguniang, the Peace and Order Council Resolution Number 5, Series 2025, requesting the Sangguniang Panglungsod to pass a resolution urging the Department of Public Works and Highways, DPWH, Davao del Norte District Engineering Office to reconfigure the center island along the Marlica Highway, adjust their spacing, and install, remove, or improve traffic signages within Tagum City to enhance road safety and traffic flow. Considering that all members of this 10th Sangguniang Panglungsod has a copy of this Committee Report Number 6, Series 2026, I therefore move to dispense the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Aala, Eliot, and Gatayas. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, for its adoption.
Any discussion, amendment?
Just for a request to the Secretary to the Sangguniang, Madam Presiding Officer, that during the committee hearing, the representative from the DPWH came late, and because they have just received the notice, may we know, just to clarify from the Secretary to the Sangguniang, in the event that we will be inviting, and after this report had been adopted by the committee, an appropriate letter addressed to DPWH shall be forwarded immediately so that and they will be asked to confirm their attendance for the scheduled meeting on July 29, 2026 at 10 o'clock in the morning. Unless otherwise, there would be changes on this based on the availability of our guests. So may we request the Secretary to the Sangguniang to kindly coordinate with the Office of this representation so that we can afford and or accord appropriate invitation to DPWH. Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer.
So that request is duly noted. Okay, so any objection? There being none, therefore, the Committee Report Number 6, Series of 2026, submitted by the Committee on Public Works, Facilities, and Utilities is hereby adopted. Next committee report, Councilor Coquilla.
Another, Madam Presiding Officer, for the Committee on Finance, Budget, and Appropriation, allow me to present this Committee Report Number 10, Series 2026. This is in relation to the subject matter. The committee discussed the letter dated July 9, 2026 of the local chief executive addressed to the members of the Sangguniang, the City Development Council Executive Committee Resolution Number 15, Series of 2026, adopting the amendments by inclusion and by modification of various projects in the annual investment program for calendar year 2026, known as AIP CY 2026, under various sources of funds. Considering that all members of this Sangguniang Panglungsod has a copy of this Committee Report Number 10, Series 2026, and therefore move to dispense the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Revita, Catayas, Aala. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, for its adoption.
Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Committee report number 10, submitted by the Committee on Finance, Budget, and Appropriation, is hereby adopted. Next.
Another, Madam Presiding Officer.
Proceed.
For and on behalf of the members of the two committees, the Committee on Finance, Budget, and Appropriation, and the Committee on Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges, allow me to present this Joint Committee Report number 6, Series 2026. That the Joint Committee took up the letter referral dated May 13, 2026 from the local chief executive addressed to the members of the Sanggunian, the Local Finance Committee Resolution number 9, Series 2026, recommending the recognition and confirmation of the obligation of the City Government of Tagum in favor of Davao Cooperative Bank, DCB, / Philippine Deposit Insurance Corporation, PDIC account in the amount of 208,090 pesos and 19 centavos, and recommending to authorize the local chief executive to sign, execute, and deliver all necessary documents. Again, Madam Presiding Officer, with the assumption that all members have already read the full content of this Joint Committee Report number 6, Series 2026, I therefore move to dispense the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, second by Councilor Catayas. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, for its adoption.
Any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Joint Committee Report number 6, submitted by the Committee on Finance, Budget, and Appropriation, and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges, is hereby adopted. Next.
Madam Presiding Officer, can I have one?
Yes, proceed.
For the Committee on Finance, Budget, and Appropriation, nomenclated as Committee Report number 11, Series 2026. This was conducted last July 17, Friday, 2026 at 10 o'clock in the morning. And the subject matter being discussed and deliberated was that of the letter dated July 9, 2026 from the local chief executive addressed to the members of the Sanggunian, the supplemental budget number 2, Series 2026 of the City Government of Tagum, appropriating the sum of 53,687,213 pesos. And Madam Presiding Officer, members of the Sanggunian were given copy of this, provided copy of this Committee Report number 11. I therefore move to dispense the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, second by Councilors Catayas, Aala, Revita, and Iliot. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, for its adoption.
Is there any discussion?
Just for, again, Madam Presiding Officer, to request the Secretary to the Sanggunian that based on the recommendation that this would be for second and final reading on July 27, 2026 regular session. Thank you.
Okay, so any objection? There being none, therefore, Committee Report number 11, submitted by the Committee on Finance, Budget, and Appropriation, is hereby adopted. Next committee report, Councilor Kaasi.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This pertains to the Joint Committee Report number 15, Series of 2026 on the Joint Committee on Housing and Land Utilization and Committee on Laws, Rules, and Privileges last July 15, 2026 at 12:40 p.m. here at SP Session Hall with two subject matters. First is the recommendation of the Sangguniang Panglungsod of Tagum endorsement of the application of Iho Industrial Estate to the Philippine Economic Zone Authority for its expansion of its economic zone for evaluation and approval. Next is the approval of the development permit of Crown Estates of Tagum. I move to dispense with the reading of Joint Committee Report number 15, Series of 2026.
Moved by
Madam Chair.
Councilor Kaasi, second by Councilors Catayas. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its adoption, Madam
Moved by
Chair.
Councilor Kaasi. Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Joint Committee Report number 15, submitted by the Committees on Housing and Land Utilization and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges, is hereby adopted. Next committee report is from the Committee on Science and Technology. Councilor Uy Salazar is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. This is to render Joint Committee Report Number 2, Series of 2026, submitted by the Committees on Science and Technology, Education, and on Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges. The subject matter of this report is the 32nd Regular Session Letter Number 2, the Draft Memorandum of Agreement between the Mapua Malayan Colleges Mindanao and the City Government of Tagum for the conduct of research and innovation on the Road Marker Project for appropriate action. And since all members have already been furnished with copies of this committee report, I move to dispense with the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilors Aala and Gatayas. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its adoption.
Is there any discussion? Amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Joint Committee Report Number 2, submitted by the Committee on Science and Technology, Education, and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges is hereby adopted. Next, committee report from the Committee on Laws, Committee on Education and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges. Councilor Ala. The chair declares for a few minutes recess. Why? Wait. Education, si Shara. And Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges, Councilor Uy Salazar is recognized.
So again, good afternoon. This is to render Joint Committee Report on Number 12, Series of 2026, submitted by the Committee on Education and on Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges. This pertains to the matter, which is a resolution authorizing the City Mayor Honorable Ray T. Uy to enter into and sign for and in behalf of the City Government of Tagum the Memorandum of Agreement for Student Internship Program with Davao del Norte State College. And since all members have already been furnished with copies of this committee report, I move to dispense with the reading of this full text.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilors Gatayas, Aala, and Iliot. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its adoption.
Is there any discussion, any amendment, any objection? There being none, therefore, Joint Committee Report Number 12, submitted by the Committees on Education and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges is hereby adopted. Next, committee report. Proceed, Councilor Uy Salazar.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. This is to render Joint Committee Report Number 2, Series of 2026, submitted by the Committees on Science and Technology and on Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges. The subject matter of this report is the 49th Regular Session Letter Number 4, the Draft Supplemental Memorandum of Agreement to be entered into and executed by and between the Department of Science and Technology, Davao Region, and the City Government of Tagum relative to the implementation of Smart and Sustainable Communities Program, establishment of Tagum Hub for Research, Innovation, Ventures, and Entrepreneurship, or THRIVE project, for appropriate action. And since all members have already been furnished with copies of this committee report, I move to dispense with the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilor Catayas. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its adoption.
Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Joint Committee Report Number 2, submitted by the Committee on Science and Technology and Committee on Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges is hereby adopted. Some more committee reports. There being none, let us now proceed to the calendar of business. Chairperson, Committee on Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges, Attorney Wakan is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. I move for the adoption of the calendar of business as stated in the notice of the 50th regular session dated July 20, 2020.
Moved by Councilor Wakan, seconded by Councilors Aala and Catayas. Is there any discussion? Any amendment to the calendar of business? Councilor Coquilla is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. As recommended by the Committee on Finance, Budget, and Appropriation through Committee Report Number 10, Series 2026, may I know first the number of resolution from the
Madam
Secretary?
President, that would be resolution number 819.
Thank you. I move for inclusion under unassigned business, draft resolution number 819, Series 2026, with the title, A Resolution Approving the Amendments of the Annual Investment Program for Calendar Year 2026, AIP CY 2026, by inclusion and modification as embodied under City Development Council Executive Committee Resolution number 15, Series 2026. I so move for its inclusion.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Aala. There being no objection, therefore resolution number
819.
819 is included under unassigned business.
Another, Madam Presiding Officer, with your permission,
Let's proceed.
I move for inclusion under unassigned business, draft resolution number 820. As a result of the certification from the local chief executive certifying urgent, the title of the resolution endorsing the various priority infrastructure and non-infrastructure projects of the city government of Tagum with a total project cost of 720 million pesos to the office of the President, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., through the Acting Executive Secretary, Honorable Ralph G. Recto, for funding assistance under the Local Government Support Fund, financial assistance to local government units, LGSFFA to LGUs. I so move for its inclusion.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Catayas. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 820 is included under unassigned business. Some more inclusions. Councilor Uisa Lazar.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. May I ask for a draft resolution number from our Secretary to the Sanggunian?
That's 821, Madam Chair.
Excuse me?
Resolution 821.
821. Okay. Madam Presiding Officer, I move for inclusion under assigned business draft resolution number 821, series of 2026, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor Honorable Ray T. Uy to enter into and sign for and in behalf of the City Government of Tagum a supplemental memorandum of agreement with the Department of Science and Technology, Davao Region, for the implementation of the Smart and Sustainable Communities Program, establishment of the Tagum Hub for Research, Innovation, Ventures, and Entrepreneurship Project.
Moved by Councilor Uisa Lazar, seconded by Councilor Catayas and Eliot. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 821 is included under unassigned business.
Another one, Madam Presiding Officer. I move for inclusion under assigned business draft resolution number 822, series of 2026, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor Honorable Ray T. Uy to enter into and sign for and in behalf of the City Government of Tagum the Memorandum of Agreement for Student Internship Program with Davao del Norte State College.
Moved by Councilor Uisa Lazar, seconded by Councilor Catayas and Aala. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 822 is included under unassigned business. Some more inclusions? There being none, back to the main motion as amended 4 times. And yes, Councilor Coquilla.
That inquiry, Madam Presiding Officer.
Yes, what is
As embodied in Joint Committee Report number 10, 2026, as adopted by the
committee?
Committee on Housing and Laws, there's a recommendation here for item number 2. Allow me to state.
Number 10.
The committee approved the proposed measures subject to form and style with the content. And for the second paragraph, Madam Presiding Officer, it states here, committee agreed to recommend that matter be calendared for second and final reading during the next regular session. May we know, Madam Presiding Officer, on the Chairman Committee on Housing, on what is her position about the recommendation of the committee?
Councilor Taasi.
As per recommendation, Madam Chair, as the condition for the calendar of this subject matter, as a condition precedent, the Verlin Construct Incorporated, through its duly authorized representative, shall execute and submit duly notarized deed of undertaking relative to the development of Crown Estate, Tagum City. And the deed of undertaking shall express of the following commitments. First is to provide financial assistance through its corporate social responsibility commitment to the city government of Tagum in the amount of subject to final approval, coordination with city government of Tagum intended on the construction and development of its communal facility, which is the open space or the basketball court, and to design its open space area, which will be inside the subdivision plan. Next is to also undertake compliance with the requirements of the Department of Agrarian Reform, including securing and submission of the required direct clearance within the period of its commitment of the developer. With this, Madam Chair, they have not submitted yet, or they have not yet contacted with our CLO, City Legal Office, as to the deed of usufruct or the agreement within the authorized representative of Crown Estates, between the Crown Estates and the City Government of Tagum.
Okay,
Madam Presiding Officer.
Yes, Councilor Coquillas.
To this note, Madam Presiding Officer, all these things must be settled by the ASPAC. So, meaning to say, Madam Presiding Officer, there's a lapses on the part of ASPAC. Why is it that they forwarded to the Sangguniang when in fact those are the requirements? But viewing on the 4 submitted and notarized minutes, Madam Presiding Officer, there's no mention about the requirements. Meaning to say that they are overreaching the power of ASPAC, Madam Presiding Officer, for the ASPAC. So with that, this is a clear violation of the ease of doing business. On record, Madam Presiding Officer, this is a clear violation of the ease of doing business. So I am personally be filing a complaint on this, Madam Presiding Officer, to the members of the ASPAC.
Madam Presiding Officer, they have not yet submitted the final minutes as to the meeting last July 22, 2026 just yet. And they've already submitted the final recommendation for the SPAC meeting. So it is the SPAC Secretariat who is liable for the minutes of the last SPAC meeting. So it wasn't not yet submitted to my office and to the Office of the Executive for the final recommendation of the minutes of this subdivision plan, and to the EU estates as well, since it was joint meeting, the EU estates and the Crown estates. The submission of the PEZA for IHO and the submission of the DP of its Crown estate. So maybe the recommendation of the good gentleman, Engineer Coquillas, shall submit it to the Secretary of the SPAC, which is the CPDO.
Madam Presiding Officer.
Yes, Councilor Coquillas.
Just to set the the procedure of the city, Madam Presiding Officer, this is unlikely that every time that we deliberate applications for subdivision, this is the first time where I met that there are so many requirements, but those requirements are not found on the requirements set forth by the SUD. So with this, Madam Presiding Officer, we don't want that this city council will be branded as a council that keeps on asking documents when in fact it is not found on the requirements set forth for the SUD application. So please take note that on record. This is a public document now that states that there's a clear usurpation of power of the SPAC. Thank you, Madam Presiding
Duly
Officer.
noted, Councilor Coquilla. Yes, Councilor Aala.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. In addition, Honorable Chair, it is the responsibility of the officer, not the secretariat, because if only the head of the ASPAC had written a letter demanding the secretariat to submit at the date or the end of the deadline of the said requirement, Honorable Chair, it is really the responsibility of the head of the ASPAC, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Okay, very well. Let us now, the chair declares for a few minutes recess. Ang
considering that there was already a recommendation for the approval of the development permit. So we are now, if we will deliberate here now, we will be working the works of the SPAC committee, Madam Presiding Officer.
Yeah, that's why it's important, Madam Chair, to have that minutes because the Office of the Legal Team in LGU expressly state that not only an affidavit of undertaking but the deed of undertaking. And as to the outfall, there were revisions, Madam Chair. Kasi on the first drainage outfall that was submitted here in the committee, it was at the back portion of the subdivision. Whereas, as to the revised, pag tanaw ninyo tong minutes, gibag-o na ni Mayor sa frontage na ang outfall sa drainage. That's why it's also important, no, to undertake that deed of undertaking since there was a revision on their drainage outfall based on the minutes on the recommendation of the last PAC.
Okay. So for clarification, because I was not in the meeting, the city legal officer is requiring a duly notarized deed of undertaking.
Yes,
That
and not the affidavit.
with these three conditions, namely that existing the drainage outfall.
Yes, because there's the revision of the drainage outfall.
Okay.
And also, there's also a revision of the basketball court as well, Madam Chair.
Basketball court, the dark clearance, and also the construction of an access road.
Access road, Madam Chair.
Okay. So, yes, Councilor Aala?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. But as I reconcile, Honorable Chair, there were only requirements, Honorable Chair, and they have already completed the requirements. But the main issue of this one that caused the delay, according to the findings of the SPAC, is the drainage, and then the second, the open space that will be created with basketball court. I'm not against it, Honorable Presiding Officer, but legally basis, it is not part of the legal aspect of the requirements, Honorable Chair. Maybe there will be a amendment for the ordinances that really requires this new requirements for
New requirements.
Yeah, new requirements. If that cases, if another subdivision will be open and same cases will happen, that the drainage problem, and then there will be a construction for the development of the open space. I hope that there will be a amendment for the ordinance of the said ordinance, Honorable Chair, so that it will be really required for the development to enter, for those who want to have a housing development, that they will know that these are the requirements, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Yes, duly noted, Councilor Aala. Okay, so with this now, please reconcile among yourselves if we are going to include this in today's session or for the approval or not.
Not, Madam Chair, since they didn't even submitted the duly notarized deed of undertaking, and it was a recommendation of the committee report to have that deed of undertaking first before the submission of the resolution.
Were they given a deadline when to submit?
Wala, Madam Chair, but the deed of undertaking is will be prepared by our city legal office, subject to the preparation together with the team of the Verlin Construct, our city architects, and the CPDO. So that was what happened in the minutes of the SPAC. That's why I haven't signed the resolution recommending the approval of this development permit as to the SPAC. So let it be also put into record that it was an insubordination of their power as to the process flow, Madam Chair. So I don't know why it bypassed my office, and after that, the mayor have already signed, since the mayor is also the one who revised no, their drainage system. So instead at the back of the back portion of the subdivision, he said that sa frontage na lang ang ilahang drainage outfall.
Okay, so,
That's all, Madam Chair.
Since I can see the faces of the other members, so maybe we are under recess, so we can talk more openly siguro if you will not use the microphone and then we talk there among yourselves, no? And not use the microphone. Let's just talk about this para masettle. Nagkunot ang Councilor Paasi.
Thank you, Madam Chair. For inclusion under an assigned business is Resolution Number 821, Series of 2026. This is a resolution approving the application for development permit of Crown Estates Tagum located at Barangay Magdum, Tagum City, Davao del Norte, subject to existing laws, rules, and regulations. I move for its inclusion, Madam Chair. So move.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilor Aala.
Madam
Yes,
Chair,
Councilor, discussion?
Madam Chair, just to clarify the number of resolution, may we know from the Secretary what's the appropriate number for resolution?
Madam Chair, that would be resolution number 823.
823? Madam Presiding Officer, we heard it right that the appropriate number for resolution is not 821.
Yes, noted, Councilor Coquilla. Any objection? There being none, therefore, resolution number 823 is included under an assigned business. Summary inclusions. There being none, back to the main motion as amended 5 times. Is there any objection? There being none, the calendar of business as amended 5 times is hereby adopted. Let us now proceed to the first item under unassigned business.
First item under unassigned business, Madam President, is resolution number 819, a resolution approving the amendments of the annual investment program for calendar year 2026 by inclusion and modification as embodied under City Development Council Executive Committee Resolution number 15, Series of 2026.
Councilor Coquilla is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Considering that all members of this 10th Sangguniang Panglungsod has a copy of this resolution number 819, Series 2026, as attached to the committee report number 10, Series 2026 of the Committee on Finance, I therefore move to dispense the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Catayas, Eliot, and Aala. There being no objections, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, for approval for second reading.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Catayas and Aala. Any discussion?
Just to inform the members of this council, Madam Presiding Officer, that there are items for inclusion as deliberated by the City Development Council Executive Resolution through commit to Resolution number 15, Series 2026, that deliberated the inclusion of items or projects, plans, programs, and activities of the city comprising of from item number 1, enrich parent effectiveness. This is a new project which known as EPIS, up to item number 28, the acquisition of solar installation of solar system. Again, Madam Presiding Officer, all these items, some of the items were the considerations for the possible passage of the supplemental budget number 2 that would be deliberated in an appropriate time, Madam Presiding Officer, and also the inclusion of other items for modification that modify the amount, Madam Presiding Officer, for item number 1 to item number 5. For item number 1, this is for the operationalization of the community art development. And again, previously the budget for this particular PPAs is 5,500,000, and there will be an addition of 3 million. That would be 8.5 million. And so with item number 5, the operationalization of the CEO, which will provide efficient maintenance of the other infrastructure and development of infra projects of the city. From 30 million, there's an addition of 5 million, and that will now be 35 million. And this is to be covered by the general fund. So all these things, Madam Presiding Officer, passes through the scrutiny of the City Development Council Executive Committee, and so with the subcommittee, infra subcommittee. And with this, Madam Presiding Officer, this will finally support in the event that there would be a request for funding, other inclusion for supplemental budget, specifically supplemental budget number 2, and other supplemental budgets in the future, Madam Presiding Officer. So I am again appealing to the members of the Council for their full support for the approval of this draft resolution number 819 series 2026. Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer.
Councilor Coquilla, just kindly double check the numbering of the item for inclusion. Like, for example, just double check if this is correct.
Madam Presiding Officer, in the nomenclature, Madam Presiding Officer, there are items there that has sub-items, meaning to say that these items 1, 2, 3, up to the last item here, 28, were items originally in the original AIP. And then to effect the inclusion, there would be a renumbering of items.
Okay, very well. Okay, so questions from the other members? None. Please proceed now to the amendments.
If there are no amendments, for amendments, Madam Presiding Officer, that the stipulation under this draft resolution number 819, including the items for inclusion and modifications, shall be subject to form and style as we move.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Aala and Catayas. Is there any discussion, amendment to the amendment, objection to the amendment? There being none, therefore that amendment is hereby approved.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, that all members of this 10th Sangguniang Panglungsod physically present be co-proponent of this resolution.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Catayas and Aala. There being no objection, therefore all members shall be co-proponents of this resolution.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, as recommended by the Committee on Finance, that this be approved for second and final reading.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, second by Councilor Catayas and Aala. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Uy Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wakan, and Councilor Rillion. Madam President, all members are in favor.
All members being in favor, therefore resolution number 819 is approved on second and final reading. Next item.
Next item is resolution number 820, a resolution endorsing the various priority infrastructure and non-infrastructure projects of the city government of Tagum with a total project cost of 720 million pesos to the Office of the President, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., through the Acting Executive Secretary, Honorable Ralph G. Recto, for funding assistance under the Local Government Support Fund, financial assistance to local government units.
Councilor Coquilla.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. As certified urgent, this copy of the resolution was attached to the letter endorsement to the members of the Sanggunian. And with the assumption that members of the Sanggunian have already read the full content of this draft resolution number 820, series 2026, I therefore move to dispense the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Aala and Catayas. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, for approval for second reading draft resolution number 820, series 2026.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Catayas. Any discussion?
Again, Madam Presiding Officer, it is important to note that there are numerous projects, Madam Presiding Officer, for consideration and our appeal to the Office of the President, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., for his, again, consideration for the inclusion of all these projects comprising on with nomenclature infrastructure projects. Starting off item number 1, this is installation of street lights in Barangay Konokotan amounting to 30 million. Installation of street lights in Barangay Kuambugan amounting to 30 million. Installation of street lights, Barangay Mangkilam, amounting to 40 million. Installation of street lights in Barangay Pagsabangan, 30 million. For Barangay San Miguel, 30 million. For Barangay Apokon, 30 million. For Barangay Bingkungan, 30 million. For Barangay Busaon, 30 million. For Barangay Libuganon, 30 million. And for Barangay Pandapan, 20 million. Total amount for our request for consideration of the Office of the President through the Honorable Ralph G. Ricto, the Acting Executive Secretary, a total amount of 300 million. And on other note, the construction of drainage, Madam Presiding Officer, as identified, this would be, again, subject for consideration of the Office of the President. Construction of drainage, Los Rayos Creek in Barangay Madaom, amounting to 30 million. Construction of drainage, Makabayan Creek at Barangay San Isidro, 50 million. Construction of drainage, New Bafersa, San Agustin, amounting to 50 million. Construction of drainage, Barangay San Miguel, 50 million. Total of 180 million. For another, in addition, Madam Presiding Officer, for concreting of roads, these are the considerations for the concreting of roads. Concreting of local road in Barangay San Isidro, 70 million. Concreting of local road in Barangay Madaom, 60 million. Concreting of local road in Barangay Kuambugan, 35 million. And concreting of barangay road in local road in Barangay Mangkilam, 15 million. Total, 180 million. And for non-infrastructure request, Madam Presiding Officer, that covers item number 1 to item number 10. For item number 1, this is for food assistance, rice distribution project, 50 million. For various production inputs, meaning to say for crops, livelihood, poultry, fisheries in Barangay Pagsabangan. These are our support for the agricultural productivity of Barangay Pagsabangan, amounting to 2 million. For Barangay Madaom, 1 million. For Barangay Mangkilam, 1 million. For Barangay Libuganon, 1 million. For Barangay Busaon, 1 million. Barangay Pandapan, 1 million. For Barangay New Bapersa, 1 million. For Barangay San Agustin, 1 million. And finally, for Barangay New Balanban, 1 million. Total of 60 million. And the total aggregate amount as our form of request to be funded by the Local Government Support Fund, financial assistance to local government units, total of 720 million pesos. And all other requirements, Madam Presiding Officer, will be complied by the city as soon as there would be advice, since all these items or projects were already inputted to the online application, Madam Presiding Officer, for funding assistance. Meaning to say that all our requests were already inputted to the online application based on the guidelines prescribed by the Department of Budget and Management, DBM, under Local Budget Circular number 169 dated February 6, 2026, and other governing laws that requires the compliance for the Local Government Support Fund financial assistance to LGU's requirements. Under this portal, Ugnayang Bayan portal, meaning to say that we can easily view this one if in truth and in fact and in truth all these items were inputted to the Ugnayang Bayan portal. So again, Madam Presiding Officer, this is our first step in our request for financial assistance to the Office of the President. On the next step will be the detailing of the consideration of the location based on the JUTAG requirements, and also for the engineering requirements as to its geometry and on its preparation for the program of works. For the non-infra, Madam Presiding Officer, by the way, Madam Presiding Officer, in the process for the identification of these projects, all these projects were taken from the notes from our city planning office that needs support for financial assistance in order that no Tagum menus must be left behind. So, to this effect, Madam Presiding Officer, again, I am requesting support from the members of the council for the approval of this resolution so that this would be finally be transmitted to the Office of the President for his consideration. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Councilor Coquilla. Any questions from the members? There being none, proceed to the amendments.
Amendment, Madam Presiding Officer, that all the items and the stipulations of this draft resolution number 820 be subjected to form and style.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Aala. There being no objection, therefore, all items here, the contents of this resolution shall be subject to form and style.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, that all members of this 10th Sangguniang Panglusod physically present be co-proponent of this resolution.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Aala. There being no objection, therefore, all members shall be co-proponents of this resolution.
I move finally that this be approved for second and final reading.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Catayas and Aala. Those who are in favor, raise your right hand.
In favor, we have Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Uiso Lazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wakan, and Councilor Rillian. Madam President, all members are in favor.
All members being in favor, therefore, resolution number 820 is approved on second and final reading. Next item.
Next item is resolution number 821, a resolution authorizing the city mayor, Honorable Ray T. Uy, to enter into and sign for and in behalf of the city government of Tagum, a supplemental memorandum of agreement with the Department of Science and Technology, Davao Region, for the implementation of the Smart and Sustainable Communities Program, establishment of the Tagum Hub for Research, Innovation, Ventures, and Entrepreneurship, or THRIVE project.
Councilor Uy Salazar is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Allow me to present draft resolution number 821, series of 2026. And since all members of this council were already furnished with copies of this draft resolution, I move to dispense with the reading of the full text of the same.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilors Aala and Catayas. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
Madam Presiding Officer, I move for its approval on second reading.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilors Aala and Catayas. Any discussion?
Point of information, Madam Presiding Officer, the proposed resolution seeks to authorize the City Mayor Honorable Ray T. Uy to enter into and sign a supplemental memorandum of agreement with the Department of Science and Technology, Davao Region, for the continued implementation of the Tagum Hub for Research, Innovation, Ventures, and Entrepreneurship, or THRIVE project, under the Smart and Sustainable Communities Program. The supplemental agreement provides an additional budget of 23,172 pesos to cover the necessary adjustment in personal salaries, and updates the project's objectives, expected outputs, and implementation arrangements to ensure the efficient and successful completion of the project. It is important to note that the SMOA does not change the original purpose of the existing agreement, but merely enhances its implementation through additional resources and improved project components. The approval of this resolution will enable the city government of Tagum and the OST Davao region to continue their collaborative efforts in promoting science, technology, innovation, and entrepreneurship. It will also ensure the proper utilization of additional funding and support the successful achievement of the THRIVE project's objectives, ultimately contributing to sustainable economic growth and improved opportunities for the people of Tagum City. Furthermore, this measure is in accordance with Section 22C of the Local Government Code of 1991, which requires Sangguniang authority before the local chief executive may enter into contracts on behalf of the city government. That is all, Madam Presiding Officer. Thank you.
Thank you for that information. If there are no questions, proceed to the amendments.
Amendment, Madam Presiding Officer, that this draft resolution be subject to form and style.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilors Catayas and Aala. There being no objection, the resolution number 821 shall be subject to form and style.
Madam Presiding Officer, if there are no other floor amendments to be introduced by the members of the Sanggunian, I move that all members present be co-proponents of this resolution.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilor Aala and Catayas. There being no objection, therefore all members shall be co-proponents of resolution number 821.
I move that this resolution be approved on second and final reading.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilor Aala and Elliot. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Uy Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wakan, and Councilor Leon. Madam President, all members are in favor.
All members be in favor, therefore resolution number 821 is approved on second and final reading. Next item.
Next item is resolution number 822, a resolution authorizing the city mayor, Honorable Ray T. Uy, to enter into and sign for and in behalf of the city government of Tagum, the memorandum of agreement for student internship program with Davao del Norte State College.
Councilor Uy Salazar is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Allow me to present draft resolution number 822, series of 2026. And since all members of this council were already furnished with copies of this draft resolution, I move to dispense with the reading of the full text of the same.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilors Aala and Catayas. There being no objection, therefore the reading of the full text of resolution 822 is dispensed with.
Madam Presiding Officer, I move for its approval on second reading.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilors Aala and Catayas. Any discussion?
Point of information, Madam Presiding Officer, the proposed resolution authorizes the City Mayor of Tagum to sign a memorandum of agreement with Davao del Norte State College for the implementation of a student internship program. The partnership aims to provide students with practical learning opportunities in various offices of the city government, allowing them to apply the knowledge and skills they have gained in the classroom to real workplace situations. The MOA also clearly defines the responsibilities of both the academic institution, namely DNSC, and the host training establishment, in this case the LJU Tagum, in supervising, mentoring, and ensuring the welfare and safety of student interns throughout the program. Furthermore, the agreement complies with CHAD guidelines and other applicable laws, promoting a well-organized and legally compliant internship program. This MOA is a renewal, and this partnership will thus strengthen the collaboration between DNSC and the city government of Tagum, while helping students develop professional skills, work ethics, and career readiness through meaningful hands-on experience. That is all, Madam Presiding Officer. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Proceed to the amendments.
Madam Presiding Officer, if there are no other floor amendments to be introduced by the members of the Sanggunian, I move that all members present be co-proponents of this resolution.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilor Aala. There being no objection, all members shall be proponents of this resolution.
I move that this resolution be approved on second and final reading.
Seconded by Councilor Aala. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Uy Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wakan, and Councilor Rillion. Madam President, all members are in favor.
All members being in favor, therefore resolution number 822 is approved on second and final reading. Last item.
Last item under unsigned business, Madam Chair, is resolution number 823, a resolution approving the application for development permit of Crown Estates, Tagum, located at Barangay Magdum, Tagum City, Davao del Norte, subject to existing laws, rules, and regulations.
Councilor Kaasi is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is to dispense with the reading of resolution number 823 series of 2026, Madam Chair. I move to dispense with the reading of resolution number 823 series of 2026, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilor Aala and Catayas. There being no objection, the reading of the full text of resolution 823 is dispensed with.
I move for its approval on second reading, Madam
Moved
Chair.
by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilors Aala and Catayas and Uy Salazar. Any discussion?
Discussion, Madam Chair, since the submission for the requirements, some of the requirements were not yet submitted on this committee, Madam Chair. I move that this resolution shall be laid on the table and shall be subject for approval for second reading only.
Yes, Councilor.
Discussion, Madam President.
Coquilla.
Before the laying on the table, Madam Presiding Officer. On the content of the resolution, Madam Presiding Officer, because this was just presented only a few minutes ago, Madam Presiding Officer, to the members of the Council. And on the ninth, whereas, Madam Presiding Officer, for information purposes, allow me to read so that we can jointly decipher on the intent and purpose of this whereas. Whereas the developer likewise confirmed the submission of the environmental compliance certificate as part of the documentary requirements for the development permit application in compliance with applicable environmental laws, rules, and regulations. So may we know, Madam Presiding Officer, because only one member of the Sangguniang sits in the ASPAC. So we are not aware on the submission of the developer of this ECC. May we know, Madam Presiding Officer, if the developer have already submitted or have not submitted the requirements set forth under ECC requirements?
They just submitted the undertaking, Madam Chair, and also confirmed that the submission was already complied online.
Pertaining to the ECC.
Pertaining to the ECC.
May we know, Madam Presiding Officer, if records in the submitted documents were updated? Because no less than the Chairperson Committee on Housing, Madam Presiding Officer, that they submitted online, when in fact and in truth, there was already an ECC issued. So, meaning to say that it was not being deliberated, or the chairperson omitted or have missed out reading the content of the ECC. May we know from the good lady from Barangay Magugpo South?
Okay, so from the chair,
It was confirmed, Madam Chair,
that
that they already have the submission of ECC, but it's just form part of undertaking since the DNR haven't just submitted their ECC here at the LGU, but they have already confirmed through online.
Confirm online. I believe, Madam Presiding Officer, it's not that requirements that we need to know what are the conditions. If that is the case, Madam Presiding Officer, what are the conditions set forth in their ECC? May we know from the good lady from Barangay Magugpo South? What are the conditions set forth? Because it's only now that we know that there was an online, but based on what was being stipulated and presented during the committee report, it was read that they were accorded with the environmental compliance certificate. May we know, Madam, finally, Madam Presiding Officer, if the chairperson is aware of the content of these documents?
I am.
As thick as 2 inches, Madam Presiding Officer?
I am, Madam Chair.
You are kindly browse over your files if you can find the ECC and what are the conditions set forth under ECC.
Madam Chair, may I request for a minute
the
recess?
chair declares for a recess.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I now give the floor to Engineer Coquilla for the amendments to discussion of the resolution.
Councilor Coquilla is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. While on recess, Madam Presiding Officer, we discuss on the substance of the resolution, Madam Presiding Officer, including the amendments to be presented by this representation. First amendment, Madam Presiding Officer, with your permission for the title.
Yes, proceed.
Allow me to read that the title shall be a resolution approving the application for development permit DP of Crown Estates Tagum located at Porok 10, Barangay Magdum, Tagum City, Davao del Norte, subject to existing laws, rules, and regulations. I so move for its amendment.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Aala and Revita. There being no objection, that amendment is hereby approved.
On the ninth whereas, Madam Presiding Officer, allow me to read the ninth whereas for emphasis purposes. Whereas the developer likewise confirmed the submission of the Environmental Compliance Certificate, ECC, as part of the documentary requirements for the development permit, DP, application in compliance with applicable environmental laws, rules, and regulations, that this line shall be deleted. I so move, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Aala and Eliot. There being no objection, that amendment is hereby approved.
On another note, Madam Presiding Officer, that this particular whereas, allow me to read for the non-consideration and or deletion of this whereas, allow me to read, move for deletion of this whereas, failure of Berlin Construct Incorporated to complete the foregoing undertakings shall result in non-issuance of certificate of occupancy by the office of the building official, thereby prohibiting the use or occupancy of any structure within the subdivision development in accordance with law. I move, Madam Presiding Officer, that this whole whereas be deleted. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Aala. Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, this whereas shall be deleted.
And another, Madam Presiding Officer, on this particular whereas, allow me to read the new whereas. Whereas the City Planning and Development Office, CPDO, a Secretariat of the ESPAC, have had issued the necessary certification confirming the completion and compliance of documentary, technical, and regulatory requirements submitted by Berlin Construct Incorporated relative to the Crown Estates Tagum Subdivision Project. I so move for its amendment.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Aala. Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore that amendment is hereby approved.
And on the other whereas, Madam Presiding Officer, with due consent from the members of the committee, that this particular whereas shall be deleted, whereas the certification issued by ASPAC together with the site inspection evaluation report, documentary requirements, checklist, amended affidavits of undertaking, and other supporting documents shall form an integral part of the resolution, that this be deleted. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Aala and Catayas. Any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore that amendment is hereby approved.
On the now therefore, Madam Presiding Officer, allow me to read the new now therefore. Now therefore be it resolved as it is hereby resolved by the Sangguniang Panglungsod to approve the application for development permit of Crown Estates Tagum located at Porok 10, Barangay Magdum, Tagum City, Davao del Norte, subject to existing laws, rules, and regulations. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Catayas and Aala. There being no objection, that amendment is hereby approved.
That the result further shall be completely deleted. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Catayas and Aala. Any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, the result further is hereby deleted.
And the resolved furthermore shall be resolved further. I so move, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Aala and Catayas. Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, the resolve furthermore shall become now the resolve further.
And resolved finally, Madam Presiding Officer, shall be resolved furthermore. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Catayas and Aala. Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, the resolve finally shall be resolved furthermore.
And on the omnibus amendment, Madam Presiding Officer, that this be subjected to form and style. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Aala, Rillion, and Catayas. Any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, resolution number 823 shall be subject to form and style.
I yield, Madam Presiding Officer, this time to the chairperson for further amendments.
Councilor Kaasi
Thank you,
is
Madam Chair.
recognized.
Lastly, Madam Chair, that all members present shall be co-proponent of this resolution. I
Moved
so
by
move.
Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilor Aala and Catayas. Yes.
Point of clarification, Honorable Presiding Officer. Because a while ago, before the break, Honorable Presiding Officer, the proponent of the said resolution, Honorable Presiding Officer, has made a amendment that this, and what was tapped short by Honorable Coquilla. Kaya makuha naman siya to lay this on the table.
Okay. No? Wala na. Pasok na lang siya. Okay. So, any objection? There being none, therefore, all members shall be co-proponents of Resolution 823.
I move that this be approved on second and final reading, Madam
Moved by
Presiding
Councilor
Officer.
Kaasi, second by Councilor Aala and Catayas. Those who are in favor, raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Luis Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wakan, and Councilor Rillion. Madam President, all members are in favor.
All members being in favor, therefore, Resolution number 823 is approved on second and final reading. We have an item on third reading.
Yes, Madam Chair. For the measures on first reading, we have Draft City Ordinance number 94, an ordinance establishing a mental health policy for the purpose of enhancing the delivery of integrated mental health services, duties and responsibilities of government agencies, appropriating funds therefore and for other purposes.
Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Luis Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wakan, and Councilor Rillion. Madam President, all members are in favor.
All members being in favor, therefore, Draft City Ordinance number 94, series of 2026 is approved on third reading. Congratulations. Next, announcements. Yes, Councilor Aala.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. May request the Secretary to send a letter to our SDS, Ma'am Alona C. Uy, to be present this coming next session, Honorable Presiding Officer. And hopefully, personally, she would come, not any representative from the division office, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Well, so the Secretary to the Sangguniang is directed to please invite Ms. SDS Alona Uy on the next regular session. Please. The topic will be about
the T-Crush, Honorable Presiding Officer.
T-Crush campus being established in Ayala Village. Please, summer announcements. None. There being none, and if there is no objection from the floor, the chair will now adjourn the session. There being no objection, session is now adjourned.